Hey everybody, welcome to 420.
Keith, I always intro the podcast.
I'm the host of the Run Button Podcast, Keith Carberry. With me today is my co-host, Kyle Churchill.
I intro the podcast.
We're seeing green today.
We're here on 420, bro.
Green on 420. What's good, Kyle?
Is that in Audacity? Does it show like the red line, like you have clipped?
No.
Okay. Keith, did you?
You're so distracted. You are not allowed to look at the Audacity file.
Guess what, bro? It's just gonna happen because 420. No, you don't do that. You
I minimized
put that
it.
back. That's
I minimized
bad.
it. Welcome to 420.
No, put it back so we can see if something bad happens.
Fine, but I'm gonna make it small so you can't see.
Welcome, everybody, to the newest, hottest, latest episode of the Drug Button Podcast.
Annual tradition, Run Button 420 show.
I'm your host.
Keith Carberry. With me today is my co-host, Kyle
Churchill.
What's going on?
I'm reaching into my bag for something, and I don't remember why I'm doing it.
Maybe you never had a reason.
See, I don't know why we did. I feel like we did this last year, and it didn't really work. We were mostly just sleepy, and this year immediately it's like very funny to me already.
That's good. Maybe you got a better drug.
Maybe this Tutankhamun is treating us kind.
Yeah. What's going on, Kyle?
No, seriously, I'm trying to figure out what I wanted from this bag.
I don't know what you wanted from the bag. I literally
Damn
don't
it,
know.
I guess I don't know.
You want me to look through the bag and see if there's anything that I think is important in there?
No.
Do you want me to get out like a soundboard?
Okay, I don't think I was supposed to go into the bag. Oh, I think I was trying to get out my notes.
Oh, do you have
and
notes
I have
in your
those
bag?
on my phone.
Oh, you're an idiot. Do you want to get those notes?
Why are you not going to turn around and talk to me? Are you talking to the back of your mic? Because I turned your mic around so that you could face the right way.
No, I turned it back around so that I could talk while I was setting it up. Do you want me to face you?
You can't be on Twitter while we're on a podcast.
I'm not on Twitter. I mean, Twitter's open.
You need to turn around and look me in the eye like we're two humans having a conversation with each other.
But we're not.
Yes, I mean,
how many people here do you know for a fact are human?
Listen, I know I'm a hecka wicked treed right now. But last time I checked, we were both people and we were talking to each other.
Fuck, you're so lit. You're an alien.
Dude,
I feel like an alien.
Listen, Keith, as we all know, we all are part of one shared human spirit traveling through this universe together. We're one people of one body and one spirit, and just fucking live that with me right now.
Oh, it's also Easter.
It's also Easter. It's also Easter, and it's the first day of April.
It's Jesus died for the sin that we're committing right now.
Today is the first day of April, and you know what that means.
That means
420.
What's up?
Hey, so my initial idea for this podcast is we would just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
But I do have game news.
That's good. Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem with talking about whatever. The last, 6 months worth of me asking you,
whatever.
Hey, what's up? What's been going on? You've been like, I don't know. I haven't been doing anything.
I've been wicked depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was why.
Why you got your notes in the first place?
Yeah, I guess so. It was like, my prospects for 420 altered dramatically because a bunch of bad stuff happened in my life that I didn't appreciate, and now I'm just depressed all the time. So now I'm like,
yeah. So what's up? What's been going on with you? Besides that?
It's basically it. I'm just kind of like lonely and miserable all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the news story.
I live in a box. You know, I live in like a
It's an inside box.
I live in like a really, basically like a really well furnished jail cell. It's like It's like if you were at a really, really chill prison that was like that would let you have a PS4.
You're like in like a Swedish prison.
Yeah, it's like they let you have a PS4 and a MacBook, but like it still feels like a prison.
Because you're just supposed to be there. You're not. You don't have to.
Like when the power went out, though.
Yeah.
This is real. I'm like lying in bed in the dark. There's no electricity.
Do you have candles?
I did have. I had. I think like the power went out. And I had a candle on all night, and it like burned down all my candle. And then I was like, man, I should probably get a new candle in case the power goes out again. But then I didn't, and the power went out again, and then I just had a candle. But I had my headlamps. Nice. So that was the real way to do it.
What did you read a book? What did you do?
No.
Your power was out for like 12 hours, right?
No, like one time it was like 18 hours, and then the week after that it was like 28 hours or something.
Oh, wow. That's a ton of time.
It is, right?
I've never had my power out for even, I think, 18 hours.
But there were lots of people in other parts of the state that had like several days no power.
Yeah, that sucks. I had 5 hours or maybe like 8 hours was the most I had. And I've only lost power once here in 2 years, 2 winters.
So the two things I wanted to say, what I was getting at when I was talking about not having power is I would just be like sitting in my dark bedroom.
Sitting in your darkness.
Lying in bed just thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
And it was almost like I became, like I started to like disassociate from reality where like I would just be having thoughts for like a really long time, and then all of a sudden I would snack back to reality and realize like, oh, I'm in my bed, in my bedroom. I'm not just like a floating consciousness.
You're just not like a mind. You're not a mind.
Yeah, I'm
without. You're not. You haven't.
I haven't transcended the human form.
You haven't realized the true human state. You've just imagined that you've realized it.
Yeah. And the other thing was,
what happened at the end though? Did you gain anything from that? From your from Kyle's meditations?
I don't think so. I don't know that I increased my mana that much.
No,
but
you didn't. You didn't get an increase in maximum force points.
I don't remember why I wasn't more like this the second time the power went out. I think I ran out of Dragon Ball Super episodes is what happened, but it was funny.
Well, when the power goes out, you should run out of things to watch Dragon Ball Super on.
Right. Well, the thing was when the power went out the first time and up to, so the power was out for like 18 hours or more, but I've been living in this town for 5 years, and in the other times the power has never been out for more than like a couple hours.
Yeah.
So it was like I really got a nice, healthy view on my privilege when like my power went out, and my immediate reaction was not like, I better make sure we have enough food. It was like, let's fucking watch Dragon Ball Super on my MacBook till the wheels fall off. Like, and not like, I need to conserve as much power on all devices as possible. I was like, let's see what Goku's up to till the screen goes black.
That's what mode I'm always in, is conserve power on my devices. But that's mostly from like growing up where I grew up. Like, that was one of the...
Where'd you grow up?
In Milton. In like that weird fucking...
No, I mean, I know, but like, why? Like, what does that have to do with like conserving
it's like
power?
in the woods. We were in the woods. We had our own power lines. So when the power went down, we were the lowest priority.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So we didn't have power out for super long time because like my grandfather has enough clout, I guess.
Oh, he could pull some strings?
He can pull a string.
Yeah.
He can like
so
hire
I guess you
someone to come.
Okay.
But because we had our own lines, they were really poorly maintained, and they went out all the time.
Okay.
So, like, any time the power went out, we lost power, even though it was only for, like, a few hours.
Have you heard the Kumail Nanjiani bit about losing power in the VCR and everything?
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
Wow, it is like, it's so good.
It is an amazing story all the way through, and then somehow the end is, like, so phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What a great end on that.
Do you remember the name of the special? I think he only has one TV special.
beta male.
Beta male?
Beta male.
Okay, everyone should go listen to that because it's all stories about him growing up in Pakistan, and it's really great. And there's a story that involves power outages that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good story. Kumail's very funny.
Yeah.
He's also good. It's nice when he's on TV.
Yeah.
Whenever I see him on TV, I'm like, nice job.
They fucking canceled the Meltdown. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I don't know what happened. I mean, they can't, like, the whole Meltdown is in. Like, the whole, just like,
they don't even do the show. They don't even do the show.
Not just the show's canceled. The actual venue is canceled.
Oh, the venue doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know if the comic store is going out of business or something.
Right.
Or if they're just like, no, we don't want to do this comedy thing anymore with you. I don't know, like, what the actual thing is.
Yeah, just to clarify, so the Meltdown is a comic book store in LA, and every month or something they would have
They do comedy shows there.
They would have a comedy show in the back, and then that comedy show became a TV show, so they would like record people doing comedy in the back of a comic book store. And the show was also called The Meltdown.
Yeah, it became a really popular like alt comedy scene, like sort of an
it was
adjacent,
so good.
Sort of an adjacent scene to the scene that does all the podcasts. Was also like performing at Meltdown.
Yeah, like if you're into comedy podcasts, all the people on those podcasts that you like, they've all been on The Meltdown.
Yeah.
There's like one.
I never saw that show, by the way.
It's so good. It was 3 seasons. There's like they would do some really weird stuff. Like there was one where who's the guy from Reno 911 that would wear
Thomas Lennon.
Tom Lennon. Like Tom Lennon.
You know he's actually related to John Lennon.
Really?
Yeah, he by marriage is related to John Lennon, and that's
interesting.
literally why his last name is Lennon.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That's fun.
Yeah.
So he comes out wearing like a headset and a clipboard, like he's a PA at the show, and he's just like
he's so funny.
and he just like goes through like a ridiculous set of things, like whatever. But like it's just like the whole bit is played like he's a PA that works there, but it's actually his performance, and that was great. Mm-hmm. There's another one I wish I could remember who it was. But he basically like just went up on stage and did like a really flamboyant Sheriff of Nottingham bit where like he's just the Sheriff of Nottingham and he's gonna
I fucking heard that.
He pulls a girl out of the audience to be Maid Marian and gets married on stage and then like pulls her off the stage. But then what's great about the show is it also goes behind the scenes, so you see what happens immediately afterwards where he like pulls off the wig and he's like, I'm so sorry for doing this to you, but you did great. Like, can I get you anything? Do you need a drink?
Do you know the name of his book, by the way?
Kumail?
No.
Tom Lennon.
He has him and Ben Garant, also from The State and Reno 911. They wrote a book. They screenwrite, and they've written a bunch of shit. But I don't mean shit like a bunch of stuff. I mean like a bunch of trash movies. And the title of his book is Writing Movies for Fun and Profit, and fun and is crossed off.
Yeah.
How he made $1 billion at the box office, and you can too. And I haven't actually read it, but I just love that title. I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
I think the movie that they're most well known for is I think they wrote the Herbie movie, the new like with Lindsay Lohan.
Fully Loaded.
Herbie Fully Loaded.
Herbie Fully Loaded.
I know. I think that's the thing that he most did.
And
the Sheriff of Nottingham bit sounds really familiar.
Oh, so good. But then they would also have a lot of people that just went up and did stand up, and it was.
Oh, it's James Adomian. That's who it is.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you have more to say on that, that'd be good. Like, none of these stories are that. Here's one I forgot to read. Is Knack really in the Ready Player One movie?
Oh my God.
Let's find out right now.
Are you saying, is Kyle gonna see the Ready Player One movie?
I mean, if Knack's in it.
I mean, that's who you are.
Let's just skip to the end here. There are plenty of confirmed video game references in the movie, including Spartans from Halo. This is not... Tracer from...
You're saying that this ad article for Ready Player One is an ad article for Ready Player One?
No. I'll get to my thing after this. Including Spartans from Halo, Tracer from Overwatch, Duke Nukem, Chun-Li, and Chun-Li from Street Fighter, and the Battletoads.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? You're just trying. I don't think they know. I don't think they're going to tell you.
I think I was trying to get to the end of the article, but I think Polygon does a thing now where.
What thing do they do?
Okay, Oh, they don't know.
Yeah, of course they know they don't know.
Fuck you.
Man, I knew right away that they didn't know. Who wrote that?
All right, here's my thing about Ready Player One. I read the book. I enjoyed the book. The book has some problems. Most of them happen towards the end of the book. But what was cool about the book was it was basically like the author writing really specifically to his own childhood nostalgia.
Yeah.
So it's all about a bunch of people that are obsessed with 80s stuff. So they mention like, oh, he flies around in a replica of the DeLorean or whatever. Or he goes to the Blade Runner world. But it also gets really into like the minutia of like, he goes into a recreation of the game Dungeons of Daggerath for the TRS-80, like really obscure old video game stuff. But it seems like the movie is just like, let's take every pop culture thing you've ever heard of and just like smash it together.
You're saying that the movie is an entire movie of the worst tendencies of the book, and then the book has other better things about it.
Yes, exactly.
Bummer.
Yeah.
So Knack, do you think he's going to be in it?
Man, I fucking hope so, dude.
Do you think it's going to be Big Knack or Little Knack? Or do you think he's got to start small and then get big and there's no other way to have Knack in anything?
I think it's just going to be the Big Knack.
You think it's just going to be Big Knack? But the changing
big
size
honkin' Knack in there.
Knack.
Big honkin' Knack.
What a big, strong Knack.
What? Ooh.
What a big, strong Knack you are.
What a big, strong Knack you are. Oh, I should
That's Knack's full name, by the way. Knack is short for Knack you are.
I should play more Knack too.
Yeah, have you not finished it?
Oh, I only did like a half. I was gonna say a half sitting, as if one sitting is some standard length of time.
Yeah, it's 3 to 8 hours.
Yeah, I think I dabbled in it a bit and then said I would get back to it and then didn't. I have a really weird relationship with Knack because I played
because you're its dad and it doesn't know.
I played.
That's a way to have a really weird relationship with something.
I played a little bit of Knack. I played the first level on my own, and then the whole rest of that game I streamed directly from my PS4.
You're talking about Knack 1.
Knack 1, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, I really like that game.
But your experience is tied to
it's very tied up into streaming it. So I'm wondering, like, do I need to stream Knack 2 to really enjoy it? And the answer is probably yes.
I might be off base, but was part of you liking Knack 2 rediscovering...
You mean 1?
Yeah, sorry. Was part of your experience with Knack 1 discovering that actually Knack is in a pile of shit?
I would say so.
Yeah. So, because when you play, because you probably had already heard, like, oh, everybody is mad about this game. And people were mad
Pretty
about
much,
Knack.
yeah.
And so, I don't know, for me, playing, like, it's easy to, get caught up in, like, I'm not, like, I'm just, like, the way that other people feel about a thing doesn't affect me. But I don't know. I always feel like if I'm playing a game that I'm expecting to be bad and then I have fun with it, I like it exponentially more.
Yeah, other people's opinions of games totally affect the way I think about a game.
Yeah. And I mean, just like the act of having your expectations subverted is so much more powerful than, like, not having ever heard of the game and then playing it with no expectations at all. Right? Like, a bad game is worse when you were expecting it to be good, and a good game is a good game is better when you're expecting it to be bad.
Totally.
That's all I had to say.
And also, it's like your love of something can grow. If, like, you might play a game and think this game's pretty good, but then you find out that everyone else, like, vehemently hates it, and then you're like, no, this game's fucking great, guys. Like, that's part of it with Knack, probably.
Yeah, you gotta I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to defend yourself. I like a lot of times it causes problems, too.
I keep thinking about this Austin Walker tweet, and I can't remember what it was that he was supposedly defending, but the tweet was like, let's just say it's Knack for this. So it says, like, it's like, me, defends Knack. Also me, yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Like, that is so good, and I can't remember what the thing was.
You know what? It's probably Knack.
Probably
Knack. I mean, what else do people not like?
I
People
guess,
like Knack now. Knack had a Nexana.
Yeah, there was Renaissance. Renaissance.
Renaissance. Knack.
It means the recoming of the knack.
By the way, I do want to point out that when I said Reconnaissance, that is a portmanteau of Knack and
McConaissance.
What else you got on that list? These are bad news stories. You got bad.
There was nothing, man.
Did you just spend? You didn't just spend 4 minutes, or just actually nothing?
Well, I mean, yeah, I also didn't spend that long. But
okay.
The other thing is, the problem is, websites aren't about game news anymore. Like, my go-to, I don't think Kotaku is a very good site, but it used to be my go-to.
It's better than it was too.
It used to be my go-to for game news because that's what they did. They put on game news.
Yeah.
Now, like,
they had like people whose job it was to just like read through like literal streams of press press releases and decide like what can I write 10 stories about today? I mean, that's what Jordan used to do. Jordan Mallory's job was to just like read through press releases and write about write news. Yeah, and that's like dead. That's way dead.
That thing.
Yeah.
So
which is sad. Like, it's got like that's there's so much you can write about games, and when that was happening, nothing else was happening. It was like such a huge percentage of the game's content that was being written about was like, here's the news on this thing. And then, like, that's gone, and all that's left is the other stuff. And it would be nice if there was a world where both could happen together, and you could get the type of games writing that's happening now. And also, like, can I just get like a fucking straight up list of just what's happening, please? You're looking at your phone. Do you need me to recap what I just said?
No.
I'll give you the really short version of it.
Here's the thing is if I did that, if I wasn't high, I would need a recap of like didn't get all of that. Since I'm high, I didn't get any of it at all. But I was also weirdly, when normally we're doing a podcast, I don't have this kind of high level recording strategy going on in my head.
What are you saying?
Okay. Damn it. Okay. What I was going to say...
Honestly, I'm sorry, because the word strategy kind of solved me being confused.
Okay, all right.
High-level recording strategy.
I think I had half a thought, and then I went on to a different thought.
Okay.
So, first thought was, normally I wouldn't have gotten everything you said, but since I'm high, I didn't get anything you said.
Happy 420.
Happy 420. And then the second thing was... But weirdly, my thought in that moment was, I didn't hear anything Keith said, but it didn't matter because it's not for me, it's for the listener. So I should just look at him and go, yeah.
I really would like you to listen, though.
And then, I know. But see, what I was going to say is, normally when I'm not high, I don't have those kinds of thoughts. Like, I need to be more intelligent about, like, recording and, like, does that make sense?
You're trying to teach yourself a lesson for when you're sober. You should be...
Sober Kyle, don't forget this.
Don't forget, you're doing a show.
You're doing a show. You don't always have to get everything that is said on the show.
Yeah.
It's because it's not for you, so it doesn't really matter.
When you say don't get, do you mean don't hear or don't understand?
Both.
Okay. What don't you understand?
I don't know. You just gave me a hypothetical question, and I gave a hypothetical answer.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Here, that's the other thing. Like when you stop the show from my phone to be like, you're on your phone.
I know.
That's what I'm doing.
I know.
It's so much
You know
more
what?
distracting.
You're right. Never mind. Forget everything I said.
No.
Let's not check our phone.
Because when I'm on my phone, I'm listening to you. I guess what I'm saying is, just let the show be the show, man. We don't always got to be stopping the show. You're on your phone or whatever. Because here's the thing. You know what? Because for me, it's more distracting when you stop the show to be on your phone. I would rather you just be on your phone without stopping the show. I mean, it's a call for you, but usually when you're on your phone during the show.
Yeah.
But, like...
I guess I could have the call on the show.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, not every time. That would get boring. Because you basically, honestly, your good night routine...
Yeah, I know.
It's like the same shit.
Yep.
Every time. It's getting stale for me.
Well, because you know what it is?
No.
It's the whole routine of like what I say to her when so I get a good night call from my daughter every night. And what the problem is, really, is that I was trained that way from 4.5 years of hearing Lucas's goodnight call with his dad, because it's exactly the way his goodnight call goes. And so that's just in my head of like, this is basically how you say goodnight to your child over the phone.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, like, what does she have going on? You know?
Exactly. It's like, there's not, and especially because it'll change more when she becomes more conversational. But right now it's like, sometimes she talks to me, but sometimes she could barely give a shit that the phone is even there.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, the show deserves to be nice and smooth.
Put Audacity back up there. What if
It's right there.
Oh, okay. Can you move it to the other monitor?
I moved it away so that you'd stop looking at it.
But now I need to look at it to make sure it's going.
Yeah, it's going. Of course it's going.
No, not of course. Sometimes it stops. Sometimes it gets an error.
Do you have any other? Okay, here's the thing.
Keith, when your parachute,
how much of that have you played?
When your parachute won't open, that's an error. 420.
When you're the oldest, but your younger brother gets the inheritance, that's an error.
Heirror.
Yeah, error. Okay. That's funny.
Yeah.
One time I read a book about the history, it was sort of about the history of puns, and it was about the importance of puns.
Wow. That sounds like a book that Keith Carberry would read.
It's fine. It was not super interesting. I mean, it was a guy who like does like pun competitions, like contests to like you get a word and you have to make a pun from the word or something, and they do competitions or something. Anyway, the title of the book is a pun that I can't actually remember what it is. The pun also rises is what the name of the book was. I don't remember much from it, but I do remember that I read it. It was a gift, but I read it only because I feel like people either over or undervalue puns. And then there's just like this impossible area where like if you make a pun, someone either goes like, ugh, or they're like, fucking nice pun, dude. And I'm just like, just let puns. I just want to know if people can let puns be a natural part of a fun, loose conversation, and they don't have to steal focus, and I guess you steal focus in either direction. It's just a tool. It's a tool to be fun and funny.
Okay, two things. Okay. One, I think you need to bump yourself down a little bit. So you're getting a little hot on the mic.
I did a yell,
but like you're getting real close.
I got it. What do you think?
The other thing was what I keep hearing comedians say, especially like older comedians, is they're like, dude, you know what's weird now is all the kids love puns. Like back in my day, puns were death. People would like chase you through the streets if you did a pun. But now all the kids just want to hear puns all the time.
Yeah.
So I think it's like I think puns are coming back.
But that's what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying, what I should have included in the last part is that like Sure, sometimes people want to hear a pun just by itself, and like, especially if the bit is that we're doing puns, and like that's a short bit that we're doing you did a pun and then I did a pun. But like, comedians do puns all the time. They're just like in the middle of longer things, you know. Like a joke is sometimes just a pun stretched out so you can't tell it's a pun anymore. You know, it's like, imagine a gummy that's shaped like a gummy bear, and you can tell it's a gummy bear, and that's a pun.
Okay.
And then you sort of
I like where this is going.
You sort of just like twist it and pull it, and it's a gummy, and you're just like, I can't tell that used to be a bear,
and that's a pun, and I can't tell that used to be a bear, and that's a pun.
Yes. Do you know what's the weirdest pun type, though? Is Cockney. Is the fucking craziest shit.
That is pretty, yeah.
It's nuts. How did that ever...
Cockney's obnoxious, really.
You think it's obnoxious? I think it's fascinating. Whenever I hear like a Cockney thing that I didn't know, and I like look it up, and I'm like, that's what that means? That means that? How did they get there? And it's like, you can tell how you would get there if what you were doing was trying to come up with a code, which is what they were doing.
Yeah.
But it's just bizarre. It's just so bizarre. You what?
The part that I don't understand about Cockney is like, Cockney rhymes is like, are these actually standard that lots of people know? Like how like insanely regional are some of these rhymes? Like
I think that it's a dead art that like the pieces that have survived en masse.
Okay.
That's my impression of it, but I don't live there. Give me that. If you want to, yeah. Oh, no, I don't need that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Here, put it in the tube.
I'm going to put it in the tube.
Put it in the tube.
That's what I normally do.
Get in the tube. We're still talking about British slang.
Oh, boy. Look what you did.
Yeah.
Look at you. Just fucking look at you.
I know. Just look at me.
Hey, do you want...
Send in your favorite Cockney slang answers on a postcard. That's a new British joke I just did.
Wait, what?
That's like I heard this somewhere that I've never actually experienced this because I don't live there, but apparently like magazines in the UK and parts of Europe, when they would ask questions of the people that were reading the magazine, and then the way you would get back to the magazine is they would say answers on a postcard, and you would send a postcard in with your answers on it.
Okay.
And now it's like a joke. It's like
in
saying
England?
I don't know. In a YouTube video I saw and then looked up what the fuck this lady was talking about. She said she like was talking about something, and as a joke was like answers on a postcard, and then I was like, what does that mean? And it was like, oh, it's this weird magazine thing.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Anyway, hopefully there was someone
I wonder if that was their way to get people to just fucking answer their questions in a succinct way without like writing a novel. It's like fit it on a postcard, please.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's maybe what it is.
You know what? Like it should be like the equivalent, the modern equivalent is like if a podcast asked a question of its audience and say, answer us in a tweet.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't remember there was something that I used to listen to where people would send in questions. Oh, I remember what it was. Like on the Yo Is This Racist podcast, when I used to listen to that, and they would have people on the voicemail thing, and he would always go like, be shorter, like be quicker with the email, shorter messages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, sometimes this is complicated.
You're spiking, bud.
All right, I'll move back. Here, let's turn us both down, actually.
Yeah, turn us both down, actually.
I can always raise us up, you know? You can't go back from spiking.
You can't unspike it, but you can always boost it.
Kyle. What else did you do? How about Sea of Thieves? Have you played any of it, or have you been waiting for me to play it?
I played it. Here's my experience with Sea of Thieves.
Oh, let's get into it. I'm
I
rubbing my hands together. I'm excited.
So I'm going into Sea of Thieves already hearing some not great things about it.
Yes.
And first of all, the characters. Well, first of all, it's weird that the game is clearly rushed. In some aspects, they don't have a character creator. Instead, you can just keep getting.
They've been making this game for a while, I believe.
Here's my guess. They've been developing it for a long time. I feel like they hit some kind of development roadblock for a long time.
Yeah,
and then
true.
Microsoft came in and said, "Wrap this up."
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, because they have all those assets in there for the different pirates.
Mm-hmm.
They could have just grabbed the assets, made one more level of UI, and just like a handful, like a pick 15 of each type of thing.
I
read a thing. It sounded like it was an intentional design choice where they were like, we wanted people to just be able to like see a bunch of different pirates and then not have to mess around with sliders.
Okay. I do get that, because what's interesting is
I'm going to interrupt you. I don't get that at all. All I want to do is mess around with sliders, but I understand that some people, I think, don't like.
Yeah, I hate that. Because what'll happen is I'll become obsessed with trying to get it perfect, and I'll spend an hour creating my character, and then by the end of it, but at the end of it, I'm not even satisfied with what it looked like, and I go like, oh, I should have just picked like the first thing they gave me and moved on.
Jeez, that's depressing.
Okay,
Maybe you just
so
need practice.
If you say you heard somebody from Rare say that it was a conscious decision for that reason, I believe it then. My impression of it was that like they literally didn't have time to make the character creator or something.
I just like...
What's cool about it, the way it works is it'll show you 6 pirates at a time, and if you like any of them, you can lock
carry it
them.
over. That's great.
You can lock them so that when you regenerate the random characters, it keeps the ones you like, so you can keep building and then pick between the ones you like. That's the part that makes it actually good.
You're right. If they didn't do that, it would be a nightmare. But here's the thing. I spent 40 minutes going through pirates anyway.
See, for me, here's the thing was I thought they all looked really good for like random ass pirates.
Yeah.
But I hated all of them for like actually being my character. I didn't want to be a weird, gnarly pirate.
Austin wrote
person.
about this on Waypoint, and that was basically like the same idea where it was like if I had a crew, I'd pick anything for my crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sucked. I also never found a character that I felt like I was excited to pick.
Yeah.
It always was like, of the things I got, this was the best, and not like that's a good pirate for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got in there. I kind of bumbled around the opening island for a while. I kind of got sidetracked. She mentioned something like, oh, pirates left a treasure chest on this island somewhere. So then I'm like, let's go find it then. But then I ended up just kind of I
think that's a lie.
Finding it or something. I think it was maybe just a joke. And it was, so that was a weird thing. I think it's very weird that they don't really teach you how anything in the game works, but I get that that's kind of like they're just going for a discovery thing, and it's not like the worst.
Yeah. Also, there's not anything anywhere else, so I guess they had to give you discovering what you can even do as content.
Yeah. That's the thing for me is so far from what I've seen, but mostly from what I've heard, that the game is kind of feels a little bit lifeless.
I want to say that I played 2 stages of the alpha and 2 stages of the beta before its release. So I've played even though I have not played a ton of the fully released game, I've played a lot of the game.
Right.
And it feels like they fucked up making a Breath of the Wild. That's what it feels like. It feels like they were trying to do the big world full of interesting stuff where they kind of just let you do these fun things and have these little adventures on your own, but they forgot to give you anything to do have an adventure with, and they forgot to give you anything to find on the adventure. But they did be like, but you can bring 3 friends. And that stuff is all fun, and I have had a lot of fun playing the game.
Yeah,
I really like it. I just think that at some point they made the decision to have it be this sort of make your own fun thing, but then couldn't figure out how to put anything else in the game for you to do. I say else, I mean they forgot to put anything in the game for you to do at all, basically.
This it strikes me as,
and couldn't figure out how for what they are adding to not still feel like you're making your own fun. You know what I mean? I just felt like every time they were they had an idea of what to add, they were oh no, is that too much?
Yeah, it really honestly feels to me like they had that, they started with the idea open world, shared world, pirate adventure kind of thing. And it just seems like they spent years trying to figure out what to do with that to make it a game and never really found out. So they just kind of went, well, let's put it out and see what people think. And maybe we'll go from there.
And the weird thing about it is that they don't let you do any of the other piratey. They don't let you do anything that's a pirate thing except for digging for treasure.
You can get drunk.
You can't. You can get drunk. That's true, and you sail the ship. But I mean,
you sail a ship. You do steal treasure.
You can't really steal treasure. It's not the way that you steal treasure. You've got to kill everybody on the other ship, take their treasure, and fly away. But then in a minute, they just respawn back on their ship.
Yeah,
it's super hard. They don't make. I mean, stealing other people's shit shouldn't be easy, but just regenerating back on your ship.
That's not I've heard a lot of people express it sucks that you can't steal someone's ship. You should be able to
steal someone's ship.
You should be because they respawn on their ship. You can never truly steal their ship.
Right. And if you, I mean, just how cool would it be if a group of 4 people were able to? Oh, also I heard that there's not very many ships that you spawn with. In your world. Each instance is only 8 ships. Which explains why in all of the time that I have played since release, I have yet to see a single other ship at all.
I played very little, but okay. Oh, here's what so real quickly.
3 hours.
Okay,
I didn't see another ship in 3 hours.
I probably played 1 hour. Here's my experience real quick. So I futzed around on the first island and went, okay, I give up on this treasure chest thing. Let's just see where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do. And then I got down to the weird marketplace area, and I immediately saw the merchant quest giver, and they had 3 quests for me, and they were all free. So I went, well, I want free quests. I'll take all 3 then. So I took all 3 and then found that you can only have 3, and it doesn't seem like there's any way to get rid of them or cancel them.
There is, yeah. If you go to your ship, and when you go to vote on the thing, you can vote for it and then turn around and cancel it.
And that's how you get rid of it. And it gets rid of it permanently?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Anyways, right after that happened, another player showed up on the beach. And I thought that was a no combat zone because they said something about pirate rivalries should take place out on the sea or something like that.
It is not. It is an implied no combat zone, but people do not have to follow that rule.
Yeah, so, or I don't even know if I really thought that, but just my first reaction upon seeing somebody was
that they're not going to kill you.
Let's just, because it would, or whatever.
Let's see if it'll be cool.
I was so I was let's see if I take out my accordion, if they'll start playing music with me. And the guy just immediately shot me to death.
Did you have time to take out the accordion?
No. And
did you have time to take out your hurdy-gurdy?
No. Is that what that is?
The other one
The
is
other-
a hurdy-gurdy.
a hurdy-gurdy,
Technically,
okay.
the accordion is actually called a...
Yeah, it's some other...
I can't remember what it's called.
All right. Then I woke up on an island, which was weird that I didn't just spawn on my ship. I like spawned in a completely different island away from my ship or something.
Maybe it's because you had not yet been on your ship?
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. And I woke up on an island, had some gunpowder, and I was like, that's a valuable thing. I think I'll put that on my ship. I put on my ship. I sailed around for a while. I figured out how to start a quest, which took me a while to figure that out. My quest was to get 2 chickens.
That's the worst one.
I went to an island. I found some chickens. They weren't white, but after a while I found a white one. Then I couldn't figure out how to capture the chicken, and I tried a bunch of things, and then I immediately...
It says it on the paper.
It didn't.
It says it on your, like, you know where you would get a map if it was another type of quest? It says it on there on the bottom. It says that the merchant gives you a box.
I don't think it said that, but I might have just missed it. But yeah, so like...
It could be... It's possible it's on the back of the paper?
I don't know. I tried to catch one for a while, and then I Googled it and went like, okay, so now I have to sail back to where that place is to get my...
Yeah.
To get a
Here's
crate
another tip.
to
There's a...
trap the chicken in. I don't even know where I was or where that place is or how to get there, and I think I'm done playing for right now.
Here's a tip I have seen a few people talking about the Chicken Quest. There's an island called Chicken Island.
Oh, really?
And it's just filled with chickens.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also an island called Snake Island for when you have to do that same quest, but with snakes.
Those snakes suck.
Yeah, they added those snakes in, and when I saw that they added the snakes in, and the snake like poison you and shit, I was like, being on the island and getting attacked is already the worst part of this game. Or having skeletons pop up and fight you is fun sometimes, and can be especially fun when there's like a lot of people. But when there's too many skeletons, like if you're playing by yourself or like get separated from your group, you'll be on these islands that'll get like so many skeletons and like you can't dig up the thing because there's like you killed 6 skeletons and there's like 5 more in 1 second. And so they took away the sharks from the water, or at least I haven't seen any sharks.
I haven't.
Either at all that I've played this time or in the last 1 or 2 versions of the beta. I don't know if they took the sharks out, but the sharks were cool. They were in the water and they would try to get you if you were
cool.
too far away from your island, or if you were trying to recover someone else's overboard treasure, or if you fell out of the boat. And look, there's fucking sharks in the water and kill you, eat you.
Here's some news though about this game that happened recently. Did you hear about the thing they were going to add to the game?
No.
They came out and said that the first post-release addition that they were going to add to the game was a gold penalty for dying. And there was like a huge
revolt.
A huge fan revolt, and they came out and said they said they weren't going to do it, and they kind of apologized, but it was like the worst pseudo apology because they kind of threw in a line in the apology about how like it wasn't communicated right, like basically implying like, oh no, it totally like that they got the messaging wrong. Like, we're not going to be doing it because unfortunately we got the messaging wrong. Like, basically like, you idiots didn't realize our cool death penalty was going to be awesome, but I guess
I'm glad. I wish if they would have put in a death penalty.
Why? Dying already
whole,
sucks in that game.
I think that they need to redo the whole death thing. Like, I don't like the way that they do it. There's no gold penalty, and there's no repercussion at all. And you just respawn back on the ship, and like you just have to wait a minute. It's like a timeout, and then you're on the ghost ship. You can't even do anything cool on the ghost ship, like climb the ghost nest on the ghost ship. You can't do shit on it. I don't know. They have to redo the whole death thing, and if they could fix it, and part of fixing it involved having a penalty for dying, then I'm for it.
But that's all they were going to do was a penalty. They weren't going to do anything else.
But you said they got the messaging wrong.
I mean, maybe whatever. They said that they weren't going to do a death penalty. It doesn't mean they're not going to fix their game, which I hope they do.
Yeah, I also hope they do. I don't know. I want to really like this game. I said,
I've heard so many people say that at this point. It's just a lot of people saying I really want to like this, and I also want to like it.
It is we talked a lot of shit about the game, and there's not that much shit to say about it because there's not that much in it.
Yeah, it is.
Criticize.
It is pretty barren. It's just like
you know that one quest you do.
It's like aren't all the merchant quests are just that with different animals?
It's that it's just that with different things you grab. Like sometimes it's a chest,
sometimes it's gunpowder,
sometimes it's gunpowder. I guess I haven't done one of those. Sometimes it's an animal, and you go and you get the thing and you bring it back and you get gold, and that's all that the game gives you to do. Besides giving you a world with your friends and other people.
And here's the thing: if this game was $10, fine, but isn't it like 40?
It's 60.
It's 60.
It's $60.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a $60 game.
I'm looking this up right now.
Fine, technically. You can have a game that's empty.
No.
You can have a game that's if it's really good. If it's also really
if it's
good.
really good.
But this game is empty and like doesn't really work. But the thing that I was gonna say is that it's really fun to sail a boat. I really like to sail a boat. I hear people playing by yourself shit, but like playing by yourself and just sailing the ship around is really fun.
This game is $60.
Yeah, it's $60. It's crazy.
It's only $57 at Walmart.com.
At Walmart.com, you can get $3 off Sea of Thieves. Available now.
It's whatever Bonanza is. It's only $45 on Bonanza.
I think Bonanza is
an old television show.
Old television show. You know what? I was thinking that it was a very early like AI desktop widget bot.
Oh, Bonsai Buddy.
Bonsai Buddy.
Bonsai Buddy.
Yeah, that little spamware guy. That guy was like literally a Trojan.
That would slow down people's computers so bad.
No, it literally had like malware in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't you have that?
Yeah. I also had one from Yahoo that had a bunch of different stuff. But one of the things that it had was like a Family Guy quote like playback thing. And I had it, and I remember like listening to Family Guy quotes before I had even seen Family Guy. I was like, I didn't really know anything that was going on. The one that I used the most was you could shoot your screen with bullets, and there was like different size bullets.
It would put like glass bullet hole effects on the screen.
Yeah.
That's
sick.
Fun.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. I was like, this is exactly what I want as a 10-year-old.
Man, yeah, you were a pretty cool 10-year-old.
Yeah. No one else had Yahoo extensions widgets.
Nope.
What's up, man?
What were we talking about? Sea of Thieves. Oh, I think I was about to bring up a new news story, and you just went, Sea of Thieves!
Yeah, well, your news stories were getting to be really snoozy.
Yeah, so my next news story was it's currently a problem in schools, kids playing
Fortnite Mobile. So people are having to shut off Wi-Fi at schools, which, first of all, Wi-Fi at school, you damn lucky kids. Also,
we didn't have that, but they're shutting off Wi-Fi during school hours so that kids won't play Battle Royale. Now, I can't
believe these assholes that want to play the worst possible version of a video game ruined Wi-Fi for all the other kids.
A teacher went on Reddit and asked them to do something about it. So there's a loading screen message now that says like, Mr. Hall says don't play this in class or something like that.
That's really funny. I mean, I guess I don't know who this teacher is, and teachers are allowed to be young, but that was not my experience at school ever. So kudos to Mr. Hall for figuring Reddit out. Nice job, Mr. Hall.
Well, I think he was like a gamer type.
Okay. I don't know.
Apparently there's PUBG Mobile now too.
Yeah. Fortnite got in there right under PUBG again.
Yeah, man. Like I was talking to Paul about this the other night, and he was like, yeah, but like PUBG still sold a zillion copies and made $1 zillion. It's like, yeah, but like, dude, they had their idea stolen so bad.
They had their idea stolen, and then the stolen idea like exploded.
Yeah,
like it is now the most popular game in the fucking world.
It's because it's free and not $40.
Yeah, it's because it's free. It's because it's free, and like there's a billion people who will just try anything that's free, and Fortnite's fun.
And not only was it done, it was done to them by essentially their business partner.
Yeah,
they did Unreal.
It's super scummy. Like I can't. Like I had a fun time with
Fortnite Save the World.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
It's called Save the World.
Is it called Save the World? I thought it was called something Storm. I don't really know.
I don't know.
Anyway, I had a good time with that. It was like a shitty game that was fun to do. It was like it was like when you want to play a video game, but you don't want to be challenged. You just want to run around and do the video game. You don't want to actually like have a hard time.
A podcast game.
It's a podcast
chat with
game.
friends game.
Yeah. It was fun to just like build stuff. Like, and I had a fun time with that. And like, I haven't played that since Fortnite Battle Royale came out. And like I'm not gonna play Battle Royale.
Celebrities.
I kind of want to.
Celebrities are constantly talking about this game now.
That's true.
Athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And shit, I lost what I was gonna say.
I don't know.
Fuck, man.
Did you see any of the Drake stream with that?
Oh yeah,
I didn't see any
Drake
of that.
streamed with some guy called Ninja, and they played Fortnite, and that was the highest Twitch stream concurrent viewership of all time.
There was some tournaments that were above it, or maybe only one tournament. The way they phrased it was the non like promoted or non competition Twitch stream.
And then
it was a fucking ton of people.
Yeah, but then so that was like 600,000 concurrent viewers. But then like all the biggest, I guess, Spanish speaking Fortnite players got together and did one big mega stream on YouTube that ended up getting like 1.2 million concurrent viewers.
Wow.
Like,
that's nuts.
Fortnite is fucking crazy right now. And
up.
I haven't played it, or I played it back when Fortnite Battle Royale didn't exist, but I haven't played the Battle Royale one, and I'm just, from what I know of how Fortnite works and from what I've heard about the Battle Royale version, I'm just not interested in it, so I'm just not going to play it.
I'm slightly interested in it, but I'm not going to play it. It like, I don't know. I just feel like the origins, or at least I can't see myself playing it. Like if it, who knows what happens.
Yeah.
But for now, it just makes me feel so grossed out.
Yeah.
Like how shitty they were.
Also that. But I like, for me, it's mostly thinking.
But you also don't even want to play it anyway.
Yeah, like for me, I'm thinking mechanically of how like I think the building system in that game is really cool, and it's definitely the best thing about it. But having to do that during a battle royale sounds so fucking crazy and stressful, and like such an extra layer of strategy I don't want to think about.
Well, part of that is that if you've seen clips of it, the clips that you're probably seeing are like...
I haven't.
Okay.
I've literally not laid eyes on it, which is weird.
You should watch some of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch.
Okay.
I haven't seen any streams of it, but I've seen a handful of clips, and it looks like it's tough, but most of the people... Part of, like, there's a whole section of the meta where you're not even building. So, like, if you're a non-builder or a minimal builder, like, they're part of that. There's 100 people in there per game.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole group. And I assume that sometimes they win.
It's a whole group.
What's up?
I don't know. What's up with you?
You don't have to stop when I turn around to get some tea.
That's probably true.
Yeah. You did it last time too. And I was like, does he think that he's being polite by not talking when I'm not looking? Because
maybe.
I think I was sort of subconsciously being like, and here Kyle goes to talk while I turn around.
I think this time especially, I just don't think I had anything to say.
Have you been playing anything else? Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super. Is that over? Did that just end? Is it done?
Like the series?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I saw something yesterday that implied that either the season or the series was over.
It might be like I think it's being released on television in America in seasons.
Yeah.
So it might have been the season that ended.
That's possible. Have you seen Tarble yet? Tarble's my new favorite character of a show that I haven't seen.
Tarble?
Yeah, Tarble is Vegeta's brother.
What? Don't tell me about that.
Vegeta and Tarble.
Vegeta has a brother now. I did just get to where Bulma has a sister now.
I've seen that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all go,
Bulma has a sister?
Bulma has a sister? And I'm like, Vegeta, you're her husband. You didn't even know about her sister?
Yeah, she's a very secret sister.
Apparently.
I mean, but Bulma didn't know about Vegeta's brother, so...
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was I haven't seen it.
Is there a car alarm going off?
Sounds like it. Or maybe someone's just like really angry in a go-kart is maybe what it sounds like. Can I spoil a little bit of the Tarble thing?
No.
It's not a huge thing.
All right, go ahead.
It's like, but
I mean, you already spoiled it.
that there is a Tarble.
Yeah.
Tarble shows up. Tarble is identical to Vegeta, but is half his height and a twink.
What?
And is married to this alien named Gur or something. I don't know how it's pronounced. I only read it.
What?
And she looks almost like a dog. Like it's just like has just like a round white face and maybe a permanent smile, like it's just a head, like it's just a head and eyes and a mouth.
This is upsetting.
He was exiled by King Vegeta because he was not a fighter, not good at fighting. It turns out that over the years of him being wherever he was, he's now like on a non-Dragon Ball Z scale, like incredibly powerful, about as powerful as First Form Frieza, which used to mean something good about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I guess he's, the 20th instead of the 15th strongest person in the universe or whatever.
Okay. You really seem to be spoiling this for me.
I just love it. I love little Vegeta.
That's so weird.
Tiny little
I
Vegeta.
hate that.
Oh, do you hear that?
Yeah, I
hit
did.
My tooth with my
Fuck,
cup.
man. Ow.
This is a nice thin porcelain, and so it's really resonant. So I didn't hit it as hard as maybe it sounded like.
Probably. But right now, so the past few weeks, I've mostly just been getting my Dragon Ball from All Systems Goku.
So what is the format of that? Is it like a watch along?
No, the format is they watch 5 episodes and then come back and take notes, and then they podcast about. They go through the plot and give their. No, it's not. And I keep thinking about hopping in there. Just last night I almost downloaded the next 5.
Are they doing Kai or are they doing the?
They're doing Kai.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. And of course they've gotten millions of people being like, yeah, watch the original show. Or,
yeah, no. Don't that's a dumb idea. Those people are dumb. Like, it's kind of disappointing in a very specific way, but
yeah.
It would be really nice if Jeff knew to go and get the couple episodes from the filler that are worth watching.
Well, apparently it's completely retranslated and redubbed, which I think kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of that does suck. I've heard like specifically some clips of things that they changed that were really annoying and frustrating. But
that's what's weird. That
it's
is
weird
the sort
that they
of thing.
Just make a better cut of the original show.
Exactly. That's what they should have done. Though I don't know.
We used to make characters' voices more consistent or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if you're watching the whole thing, it happens so slow anyway.
But then also any voice actor they couldn't get back, they had to just make the voice totally different.
Yeah, it sucks.
And that's the thing that drives me crazy, because I'm the kind of person that, like, when it comes to watching Dragon Ball Z, however much Dragon Ball Z watching I'm going to be doing, I don't know. But, like, when it comes to it, I'm now going to be completely enabled to decide between the original and Kai, and just end up watching nothing and being like,
I'm telling you now, you don't have to decide or anything. Just watch the original. Go and find a guide that tells you which episodes not to watch.
Yeah, that's the one I would want to watch, but I would still be so curious about what was changed in Kai. Like, it's like the changes are what I want to know about, so it's like almost like I want to watch them side by side.
That's the thing. You'll never notice many of the changes just watching Kai.
I know.
So it wouldn't be worth it to watch Kai.
Yeah, I wouldn't notice them at all.
You'll get more out of watching the original, and you can just go on YouTube and be like, things they changed on Dragon Ball Z Kai, youtube.com.
Yeah.
And then it'll be some very frustrated Dragon Ball Z fan saying, here are all my favorite things that they didn't do good.
Top 10 worst changes to Frieza Saga.
Top 10 most mind-blowing fuck-ups on Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Well, here's a for real mind-blowing fuck-up, okay? And not a fuck-up like they did something wrong. A fuck-up like how did you get this?
Yeah.
How did you make this decision? It's so the wrong one. Is that they changed it's over 9,000 to it's over 8,000? Because, like, it was just, like, it was originally 8,000 in the Japanese, and for some reason when they translated it, they made it 9,000. So in redubbing it and retranslating it, they went back to 8,000. But, like,
yeah, it just,
just keep it 9,000. You know that's what everyone wants.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds like such a no-brainer to do it the old way that they could have only done it intentionally to make people mad. To then, like, have people write stories about it online, being like, Dragon Ball Z Kai changed 9,000 to 8,000. Internet reacts.
The other change I know
Everyone's losing it over
there. Internet goes apeshit over 8,000, 9,000 controversy. They all nerds across the internet going Super Saiyan 3 over 9,000, 8,000 fuck up.
Dragon Ball Z changes 9,000 to 8,000 and the internet has something to say. Let's just do the entire rest of the podcast talking like Twitter moments.
Oh no. The other change I know about, which was more understandable why you would change it because it was so silly, but apparently there's some moment I absolutely don't remember from when, you know, like when Krillin and Gohan and Vegeta are all teamed up on Namek.
Krillin and Gohan are all teamed up on Namek, yeah.
And Vegeta.
What about it?
Back when Vegeta was still a bad guy.
Yeah.
And, like, I guess Krillin comes out and says, like, oh, the way...
Oh, you're talking about how all their power levels are all wrong.
No.
Krillin comes out and says what?
Krillin comes out and says, like, whoa, getting healed so fast in those healing chambers was Mondo cool. And then you see Vegeta
That's right, boys. Mondo cool.
Yeah, and then you just hear Vegeta's inner monologue say, that's right, boys. Mondo cool. And I never knew about that moment. Give me some of that.
Yeah, that's actually why. That's two things. First of all, I think and I haven't seen Kai or much of it. I think that's like reflective of one of the problems of Kai is like someone somewhere said like the thing we have to do to Dragon Ball Z is make it like modernize it or like make it sound more current by getting rid of idiot things like Mondo cool. And that stuff is just so charming and so like part of the show.
Here's the thing though.
Don't put that in there.
Sorry. So sorry.
It'll get the mouth all ashy.
The thing though is that I don't know how rights work with translations. It could be one of those things where because they're not using the old translation, they're using the new one, they like legally can't use any part of the old translation, like that kind of thing.
That's maybe true, but they're allowed to change the script. So like, you don't think they could just get away? Like, what are they gonna do? Get sued by? You think the TV is gonna get sued by a comic book? Please. That's like some fucking noir shit.
No, I'm thinking more like whoever did the original Cartoon Network Toonami translation suing. Well, I guess it was all Funimation. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that shit works. If there's some legal reason why, blah, 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 I take it back.
Though I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Original Dragon Ball Z, when it first started in America, it was done by a completely different localization team and like voice production team, and then like halfway through the Namek saga, it switches and like the entire voice cast changes. Like,
really?
Yeah, like Goku used to have kind of like a surfery voice, and like Vegeta was very like wispy, like this.
That's true. I remember that.
So I just thought it was really
like
weird.
Strong Bad used to sound like a Mexican wrestler because of his mask. You know?
Fucking. So the way it happened was like that was like one batch of episodes. Like they ordered a batch of episodes to be translated, and it ended on. It was basically like a season end cliffhanger where it's right before Goku arrives on Namek. Like, you know, they're getting the shit beat out of them by the Ginyu Force. Goku's just about to get there, and then apparently on Cartoon Network, like for years, it stopped there. And then they would just go back to the first episode because they didn't have any more. It was like, I think the translation and stuff, the localization was done not by Cartoon Network, by somebody else, and they bought those episodes. So for a long time, those were the only English Dragon Ball Z that existed, and that was all they had. And then like Cartoon Network commissioned like more to finally be made. And what was funny was
that's pretty good. That's nice of them to do that.
That was nice of them to do that. What was funny though is in All Systems Goku, when Jeff and Dan got to that cliffhanger, they were like, I can't even imagine having to wait a week to watch the next episode. I don't know how people got through that. And I'm like, man, they have no idea, because apparently people had to wait fucking years to see the end of that cliffhanger.
Wait, which cliffhanger was it?
It was when Gohan and Krillin and Vegeta are getting beaten by the Ginyu Force, and Goku is about to land on Namek.
What was the... Do you remember when Goku and...
Can I...
You want that?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if it's lit right now.
Okay. I already had one in my hand.
That's a tool. Goku...
Han?
Do you... Oh, here I am.
Mr. Han.
Do you remember when Goku and Captain Ginyu switch bodies because of Captain Ginyu's power, where he...
like my least favorite part of the entire show? Yeah, I remember that.
How does that resolve? Is it that Ginyu isn't strong as Goku for some reason? Is that what it is?
Yeah, part of it was that Ginyu can't tap into Goku's full power because he's not used to how Goku's body, and he wasn't expecting that.
So you're telling me that Captain Ginyu, the fucking top soldier besides Zarbon, I guess, in Frieza's army, doesn't know how to use a Saiyan's body?
Yeah, apparently. A big thing up to that point was how the people from Earth, the fighters from Earth, were the only ones that scouters wouldn't work on because they were the only people that knew how to mask their power levels and how to raise their power levels.
Which is a very silly thing because they don't know about power levels.
Yeah. I mean, it's just about like...
Just the way their bodies work,
I think it's supposed to be about how they've all used a technique of like learning to raise their power levels when needed to conserve later on, and the idea is supposed to be like Frieza's army don't know about that or something. It's a whole, it's a contrivance.
Yeah, well, that tracks with like Frieza. Vegeta and Frieza both say something very similar, very long distances apart. Frieza says it in Super, and Vegeta talks about it in the Saiyan Saga, like basically about like, how did you get stronger? You're not supposed to be this strong. Like, you were born weaker than that.
Yeah,
because they like don't know that you can get better at fighting. I guess they never figured it out.
Well, I don't think Vegeta said that.
Is that not? That's how I remember it from being a kid.
Or I think it was
like Goku is
for
only
him. Like for Vegeta, it was never that he didn't believe that you could become stronger. His thing was always just supposed to be like, I'm the Saiyan Prince. I have the better blood. Like, I have the better genes than you, so I'm supposed to just be the better warrior.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what. But then Frieza also was just like, yeah, I've just always been this strong. I never trained because
they
that's some
they just
different
made
shit.
that up yesterday.
I'm gonna target with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
I finished. Bring something else to me.
Dragon Ball Z might be. I mean, I guess I'm now realizing Dragon Ball Z is like more popular than Doctor Who, which I guess is obvious when I say it out loud like that.
Duh.
But man, people really don't like it when we talk about Doctor Who like we were just talking about Dragon Ball Z. Anyways, Ginyu.
But the difference is that we both like Dragon Ball Z. And when we talk about Doctor Who, I'm complaining about it.
Yeah. So anyways, Ginyu, I think, is going to switch bodies with Vegeta for some reason, and then Goku jumps in the middle, and they switch back, and then Ginyu's going to switch to Vegeta again, and Goku picks up a Namekian frog and throws it in the middle right at the last moment.
Yeah, I remember that he becomes a frog. Is that the part you don't like?
No, I just think I guess for me...
You just wanted another fight. You were like, this show doesn't have enough fighting.
I think at that point it's like I'm so restless to get to Frieza that I'm like, just fuck this whole thing. Like, just get to the Frieza.
That was short though, right? Or was it probably like 3 episodes?
I mean, fucking compared to the Frieza fight, anything is short.
Yeah, that was a long fight. Not even including the fights with him that lead up to the end fight.
Yeah, well, I'm like...
I guess the fight with Cell was just as long, right?
No. No, it really was not.
It seemed like it was so long.
Like, because with Frieza, there's like... First... I'm still just talking about Dragon Ball Z, but like... First he fights like Gohan and Vegeta and Piccolo and all those guys. Yeah. And like he slowly goes through his forms.
And then Piccolo eats his friend.
And then Piccolo eats his friend.
That's not fair. Piccolo's friend offers himself up to be eaten.
He was a voluntary meal.
Yeah. He was a German reverse cannibal.
I'm sorry?
There's that German guy who like put out an ad being like,
please eat me.
Please, does someone want to eat me? Please take a bite. Please, won't someone take a bite of me?
Okay, yeah. I mean,
so there was that, and then Gohan got mad.
Listen. If you want to be eaten, you should. Should be able to be eaten.
You should be able to be eaten.
You should be able to be eaten.
It's important to know your lines, and that's not one of them. You should be able to be eaten.
Oh,
if you want.
If you want.
Yeah.
You should be able to be eaten.
No one should be able to eat.
No one should be able to tell you that you can't be eaten if you want.
Yeah. It is not illegal to be eaten.
Eating don't hurt no one.
That's my new...
Hey, Keith,
my new... Eating don't hurt no one.
I say eating ain't cheating, the law.
The law. Eating ain't cheating, the law. That's my new, like... conservative Facebook outrage page is you should be able to eat people.
Please come join our Facebook group. You should be able to be eaten by people.
The government's gonna tell me
Who can put me in their mouth?
people are gonna tell me I can't tell someone else to eat me? My body, my choice. I always knew that there was uneven laws for men and women, and men get the short end of the stick. And now that I realize that it's against the law for me to ask someone else to eat me. Kyle's telling me to move further from my mic.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on vacation from it.
Well, no, I mean, like, push your mic forward, or you do you.
I'm gonna get it. What's up? What's going on?
I don't know. What's up?
You didn't play any other games besides Dragon Ball Super?
Fucking. Basically, the answer to that question is no. I didn't play any games at all except the 1 hour of Sea of Thieves I played until I got Burnout Paradise remastered with Paul, and we both played that together.
How was that?
It's Burnout Paradise?
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But you kind of said that like maybe it wasn't fun.
No, like, Burnout Paradise...
Or is it Paul?
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but... I was hanging out with my buddy, Paul.
Yeah.
Veer.
Paul. Veer.
And we're on video games. I don't know. Anyways, the thing I actually have to say about Burnout Paradise has nothing to do with Paul.
Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul. I loved Burnout Paradise a lot, and I totally completed the game. I beat every single event in the game, many of them several times. I did tons of challenges.
Kyle, I feel like maybe the listeners don't know this, but every week Kyle comes here and brags about how much Burnout Paradise is completed. I've done every quest.
I like everybody to know how dedicated I am to Burnout Paradise. Anyways, the point is, I loved that game a lot when it came out, and I played it a ton. And just now, anytime I go back to Burnout Paradise, it's like kind of...
You're burned out Paradise.
I'm burnt out on Burnout Paradise. There's nothing left for me there. I can't really go back to it. But, like, I did have fun playing with Paul when my internet was working.
I was playing my Burnout Paradise, Skate 3. Not because I've played as much of it as you, but because it's from a similar era. And it's 4 wheels.
I think Burnout Paradise is a lot younger than Skate.
But not
3.
the Skate franchise.
Okay.
Because the Burnout franchise is also much older than Burnout Paradise. Yeah, that still works.
I'm also I'm circling the drain on Civilization 6.
Yeah?
I'm like...
By circling the drain, you mean
I'm like about to purchase it. Like I'm trying to hold off.
You're not like, I'm almost done with it.
Yeah, no. It's like I'm almost
about to throw this down a drain.
I'm about to throw my money down the drain.
Is that what you're thinking of next? For real?
I started listening to history podcasts again.
Just play 5. I have heard that.
Well, but the thing was, I did just play 5.
How about play 4? 4 is better than 5 anyway.
I don't want to go back to a grid-based civilization.
I don't want to go back to a grid-based world.
Yeah.
We're past that. No, go back to that. It's fun.
Why can't I play Civilization 6?
I've heard that it's worse than 5, and 5's worse than 4. I just feel like you're gonna.
I think I liked 5 better than 4.
Really? I mean,
it's been a very long time since I've played 4.
They're both really, really good.
Yeah, but I just put like 20 hours into Civilization 5, like late last year. So I'm feeling like I want to play 6 now. I don't want to go back to 5.
I don't feel like if you feel like you're done for 5, you're gonna get what you want out of buying and playing 6?
I don't know. It looks okay.
What else are you looking at? What's on your horizon?
Oh,
What's on your Forza Horizon?
Paul, I was talking to Paul, and he said we were joking around, and he said that he tried to get us Iconoclast for free, and I was like, "Oh, I just got Iconoclast for free from the developer already, anyways, on my own."
Oh yeah, I also have that.
And then he yelled at me for like not having played it yet, so I have it installed, and I might play it.
I should play that too. Yeah, I haven't yet either.
Oh man,
You don't know? You haven't played it though?
I haven't played it yet. Another thing is just like Burnout Paradise, I loaded up Miasmata. I played that a little bit, and man, I loved that game, and that's a really good game, and I played it. I have
Miasmata. That's
I have
so
66
weird.
hours logged.
Is that something that we have to play for the marathon? The Run Button Marathon, 24 hours, last Saturday in April on the 28th from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Sunday the 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 24-hour live marathon on YouTube.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Eastern Daylight, but it's always, what Eastern Standard, because Eastern Standard and Eastern Daylight don't exist at the same time.
I know. Well, one person shows up at 6 p.m. and they're like, "What the fuck? They said 7 Eastern Standard. I'm here."
Anyway.
Oh wait, no, they would have showed up an hour late.
I was just giving it to you. It's fine.
Damn it.
No, it's fine. It's hard. I always have to think about it. It's like when you don't know your left and right.
Gotta make it. Whichever one makes an L with your hand. No, I always heard when I would say which hand is my left hand and right hand, they would say, "Which hand do you write with?" And I would say this one, and they go, "Well, that's your right hand." Doesn't work for left-handed. Doesn't work for that.
What a stupid thing to say. The L is always the right shape.
They say you're supposed to remember that the hand you write with is right hand.
Yeah, but that's wrong
right and right
for the 15% of people that are left-handed.
Well, that's their problem.
But an L is an L no matter which hand you use to write with.
That's their fucking problem.
That's not their problem. That's the person who's trying to.
Well,
I'm trying to teach you some broken rules.
If you're a little ass kid, you might not even remember which way is the right way for the L to go.
Two things at once. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like you shouldn't be singling these kids out for being left-handed. It's hard enough as it is. I have left-handed friends, and it's hard for them.
They deal with a lot of discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly utensil based.
Right. Need those lefty scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know if you remember this, that was going to be the name of our political podcast that we started together, Lefty Scissors.
It was also definitely the name of my garage.
Because hang on, do you know why, though?
What's up?
Because we cut through the bullshit.
What were we talking about? What's going
on? Miasmata?
I'm very soundproofed right now.
Wow, you're really high right now.
I'm soundproofed. Maybe that's why I'm sounding different to you.
Okay.
Miasmata. Maybe we have to play that on the marathon.
Maybe. I don't think so, but I guess it's an option.
We never finished it.
But
we didn't start it, technically.
Yeah, we started it on the marathon. That's where my love of Miasmata was born, was on a marathon.
No, you had already been playing it.
No, I hadn't.
Really?
Yeah. I started it brand new. I think it was the last thing that we did on the marathon was I just started Miasmata for the first time and played it.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I didn't really have much fun with it at all, and I don't think I can go back to it. I think as I get older,
it was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow when it was new. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I guess I just don't.
It was one of those games that broke through.
I don't have the patience for it anymore.
It was one of those games that broke through some sort of basically critical wall, despite a lot of problems with it, and then as it's aged, those problems have really exacerbated themselves.
The movement in that game is insane. And but I think just personally, I'm not in a place where I have the kind of patience for it the way I did, and also because I don't have any of my save files, but I got really far through that game, so everything I do in the game, I'm gonna be retracing steps basically, and I think I just can't. I think I can't go back and do that anymore. I don't know.
That's fine, man. I'm surprised you thought that you could.
I don't know.
Because it's like such an out there game. If you don't remember the smash hit Miasmata from 2013 or 14.
13, I think.
Miasmata was like an independent
14.
Is an independent horror game.
12.
12.
2012. Went in the wrong direction.
August. It came out in August.
No, it was November 28th, 2012.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, because you had it on your list.
Yes. And there was a great debate about whether or not it qualified to be on my list because we only allow games up to December, and it was in November 28th, 3 days before December.
Yeah. And now we've learned to not fucking give a shit about that, man. Come on.
Got denied.
Did it?
It got denied. I think it got denied entry into the overall list or something like that. Or no. It did. Never mind.
It was on your list, though.
It was on my list and the overall list.
And the overall list? Oh,
Yeah.
well, good. Kudos to us. That was a
Yeah.
good job for us not caring about that.
I think it was.
all the way back
I think
then.
that was the one where we had Andy on the phone with us, and he was like really adamant about putting Ridiculous Fishing on and not putting Miasmata on, and then he hung up. And the moment he hung up, you were like, "Okay, take Ridiculous Fishing off and put
That was
Miasmata on."
funny. Was that no? Because that was no. That was. I think that was two different times because we played Miasmata. Oh, actually, it could have happened at the same time.
I think it was.
We played Miasmata at a marathon
Yeah.
at your grandparents' house.
Yeah.
That conversation happened at Nicole's house, but it is
Yeah.
true that both of those things could have happened.
Yeah, they just didn't happen at the exact same time.
Yeah.
We didn't do our Game of the Year podcast on a marathon. Those events did not overlap.
No, but I mean when you were living with Nicole, we were doing
Okay.
marathons there,
Yeah.
but not that first one. We did that at your parents' house.
We did.
or your grandparents' house.
Right. And that's why it yeah. So the way it happened was we did the marathon at my grandparents' house where I was living in November.
Okay.
But then 1 year later I was living with Nicole, and that's when we did the Game of the Year podcast. So we did the marathon right before
they were
I met.
that far away. I
Yeah,
assumed
yeah.
that they were sort of like. I first of all, I think I assumed that we did the.
That's why there was the controversy about putting on the list, because it had been so long.
Okay, no, you're right. I forgot how Game of the Year podcasts work, and they happen at the end of the year.
end.
Not
Yeah.
the start. You don't do a Game of the Year podcast 2013 in January of 2013.
No, you don't, buddy.
You know, which means that Miasmata would have come out the previous year, but only 2 months before. Now I understand, though.
I think we finally just hit that like high idiot roadblock. Like
Hi, idiot.
I think this whole conversation is just two high idiots.
What's going
being
on,
idiots.
man?
That's it for my what you been playing. Oh, I mean, I guess between the last time we did a what you been playing and now, I played Into the Breach a little bit.
How was that? I heard good things about that.
Yeah, it's good. I think it didn't live up to my expectations based on the way people were talking about it, but I did beat it on easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why did you specify on easy?
Because I played it on normal, I got my ass kicked.
Okay.
It was very, very hard, and then I put it on easy, and it was much easier. Go figure. But then, after that, I went back and played a little bit on normal, and playing through the game on easy had made me way better at playing on normal.
That's good.
Yeah,
You got better.
I did.
I had something that I was going to say. For the last... Well, did you have anything to add about Into the Breach? I don't really know a ton about it. I just know that
really.
it's well received. Okay.
Yeah. It's a turn-based strategy.
I know that.
It's on an 8x8 grid, so it's very close quarters.
It was made by the
FTL
FTL.
developers.
FTL : Faster Than Light.
Yes.
What's the name of that studio? This is a pop quiz.
is a studio that is named... I don't know.
Do you want to look it up?
I don't mean to be mean about this, but the only thing I remember about it is I remember thinking it was a bad name for a game studio.
I wonder what it could be. Is it Smuckers?
It's Subset Games.
Okay. Whatever.
Nah. Sorry, Subset Games, you just got fucking burned.
You got burned by the dude that kind of likes your new game and then really likes your first game.
I've never played their first game.
You never played FTL?
That was what I tried to play for the first time right before I played Miasmata for the first time on the marathon. But there was like too much to read and I was like exhausted out of my mind, so I just couldn't.
You never went back? That's fun. That's
I never went back. I know.
You should play some FTL.
I think that one bad experience, because I was so tired, like poisoned it in my mind or something.
Dude, come on. Get real. Get fucking real, dude.
I mean, I keep meaning to. I just never do.
Get real.
I'm also very off-put by how apparently difficult it is.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Here's why it's hard. It's hard because it's a Spelunky. You know?
It's a Spelunky.
It's a game... It's like...
Is that now what we say instead of roguelike? We just say it's a Spelunky?
Yeah.
That's so that no one can get mad about that and be like, it's not technically a roguelike, it's a roguelite. You just go, yeah, it's a Spelunky.
It's a roguelike-like.
Guys, it's a Spelunky.
Yeah, it's a Spelunky. Like, it's not... First of all, it is a game where beating it is not entirely skill-based. It is, like, about learning the things that you need to do, that you can do, but just, like, not knowing that that's what you need when you get to the end. And then you have to have a run where you can get that stuff, which is not always possible. And so in that way, it's really hard. But the other thing is, like, it's not, like, exactly just about beating it, because it's a Spelunky. It's not like...
It's about the experience of playing it.
I had a lot of fun playing Spelunky. I never got to the end.
I never got close to the end of Spelunky.
Yeah. Did you have fun with Spelunky?
Fuck yeah.
There you go. Play some FTL, man. It's a Spelunky.
I also want to play more Spelunky.
Yeah, Spelunky's fun.
I guess Spelunky 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
At some point.
That's pretty cool.
Eventually, someday.
Whatever. I'll wait. I've been watching X-Files for like a while, like sort of slowly rewatching it so that I could watch the new stuff, and because Isaac's never seen it. And I'm finally on the... Have you seen all of X-Files?
No, not even close.
Oh, boy. Well, you know about the sort of cast changes in the
latter seasons? Yeah.
You do know about that?
That's probably the place... Well,
that's a pretty well-known thing, even if for people that haven't seen it, I think.
But that is a time when I was actually watching it weekly, like when it was on television.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So...
Briefly.
Mulder quits the show because they didn't want to give him his raise, and which is so silly. Like, it's silly on both ends of like, I need more millions of dollars to do my TV show, and then for Fox to be like, I think it was Fox, I guess we'll just get rid of the main character because we don't want to give him his raise. Like, did they really need,
Did they really need
extra
to destroy their show?
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. This is my controversial opinion. Those Doggett episodes are good. Those are good episodes.
Oh, snap.
Like, it sucks that Mulder's not there because Mulder is, like, David Duchovny does a great job of that show, and he's, like, incredibly charismatic and dynamic to watch on screen. But, in rewatching them, it has a different tone. It's not very funny because Doggett's not funny. Which is itself an interesting thing where, like, the show X-Files is funny because David Duchovny can do funny, and, like, Mulder is a funny guy. Mm-hmm. And, like, because they replace him with another actor who doesn't do funny very well, and his character is not a funny guy, the show is, like, all of a sudden not funny. But it is good to have Scully have her, like, be Mulder. She has to be the one that says, maybe he can see through walls. and have someone else be the one that's like, are you kidding me? See through walls? What? And then by the end is like, I guess this guy sees through walls. That's my Agent Doggett impression. And it's perfect.
It is perfect.
Yeah, those episodes are good. It's a bummer that David Duchovny's not there, but there was 2 episodes in a row that I thought were both like these are contenders for top. There's so many episodes of the X-Files, but take out all of pretend it is a contender for top 10 or 15 non myth arc episodes.
Okay.
Which is good. That's good.
Okay.
I don't know. I think people should give now that a little time has passed and maybe you're not so upset about that you first realized Mulder wasn't in all 9 seasons.
Yeah.
And try those episodes again because some of them are pretty good.
How many seasons was he gone? 2 seasons. He comes back at the end.
He is around for some episodes of the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
And sometimes only a very little bit. But the Doggett's first episode is the beginning of season 8.
Okay. But he's definitely he was definitely back, and Doggett wasn't there for the last episodes of the show.
I don't remember where those episodes are or how many. That's why I haven't said exactly. I'm halfway through season 8 right now.
Yeah, I saw the last episode of that show when it aired. Mm-hmm. It's a weird ending.
Yeah, so Chris Carter, the writer, the lead writer for a while, and also the creator and executive producer, he wanted to end the show in season 6, and they were like, "Okay, you can end it in season 7." And he was like, "Okay, we'll end it in season 7." And then at the end of season 7, they were like, "No, we want you to do 2 more seasons," which is part of why David Duchovny was like, "I'll do 2 more seasons if you give me this much money."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No."
No.
And
as they hugged their piles of money. No.
Yeah. And so because Chris Carter was already struggling to stretch that series' main plot into a whole season and a half past where he wanted to, he kind of doesn't know what to do with this fucking thing anymore. And I guess I haven't seen the new stuff, but apparently that's part of the problem is Chris Carter doesn't know what the fuck this show is because it was supposed to end 30 hours ago or 40 hours ago or whatever. So that's the worst thing about the last 2 seasons is that it's a show about nothing because the thing that it was about ended and they couldn't figure out what else to do. So they kidnapped Mulder and then didn't talk about it. And then eventually they talked about it a little bit. What was the original thing? Yeah.
Yep.
I think I answered a different question than was asked.
I don't remember.
But everything I said was true. So,
yeah. I don't think there was a question. I think you were just like, this is the thing I have to say.
Yeah. I thought that you asked a question about Mulder episodes, Doggett.
I was
something.
like, hey, isn't it true that at the end of the show, Mulder's back, basically?
Yeah.
And then you answered that. I think I'm way too low now.
No, I was talking quiet. Yeah, no, you're good.
No, I was talking quiet.
I turned us both down. We're good. You're good. Stop. You just ignore it. This is what Levelator is. Stop looking at that.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. And that's a great show. X-Files is really good. It gets that show's often surprisingly that. I remember I was watching that show either right before, so there was an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a very funny show, but it's about cops, so it's complicated. and it really is complicated. It is the fact that that show is about cops, like, really, really complicates the fiction of that show, like, a lot, and it sucks because it's super funny. They had an episode about like police discrimination where Terry Crews's character Sarge gets like stopped by a cop when he's not in his clothes and like almost arrests him for being just in a neighborhood that he thought that Terry Crews shouldn't be in. And it's like they did it. It was fine. It was a fine episode. It was very like lukewarm criticism of cops. But it was good that at 4 seasons in, they decided to have an even sort of political episode. And then I watched an episode about police brutality and police killings of like Black Americans from like 1994 on the X-Files. And it was like, this is 100,000 times more substantive of a criticism. And X-Files has a ton of episodes like that. Like, there's episodes early on where, like, Mulder's, like, working with an anarchist, like, in it. And there's just so many episodes where the United States government and
the government
the military,
is basically the bad guy.
The whole thing. And, like, everything they're doing is, like, yeah, I could see this happening. Like, the only thing that they do that I think underserves its broader political point is that there is actually like a secret room of people making decisions, and that the decisions are shaped by the knowledge of aliens and not other things like socioeconomic issues and foreign domestic policy. But other than that, man, that show's like nuts sometimes about the things it'll put on TV. And that is another one of the problems with it as it goes on, and that's a problem with it like during the main part of the series too, where the longer it's on, the more popular it gets, and the less it has to say about anything important or interesting. That's my X-Files bit.
Cool.
Yeah, people should watch it. It's really good. It's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. What's up? You got something to say?
I feel like I had something to say, and then you started talking about the X-Files.
You're talking about FTL.
Nah.
See any movies?
No. I just don't want to sit and watch a movie. You know?
No, I love movies.
Yeah, I know. I don't like. I don't know.
Go to the theater. Go to the theater. No, it's good. It's so loud. You can't.
I know,
watch
but
it.
I get so antsy in the chair for having to sit for that long. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah. Like
That's so sad.
If it wasn't considered rude to bring a handheld video game to a movie, I would do it all the time, and it would probably completely solve my problem with movie theaters.
Honestly, just fucking do that, man. Who cares?
I've been thinking about it.
Like, here, you know who would care? The people very close to you, if you were going at a time where a lot of people were there.
Yeah.
But if you're going to a matinee or to an older movie,
yeah,
you can just do that. And there's always, unless a movie just came out, like, I don't know if you notice, people fucking aren't really going to movies as much.
I know. But, like, it just feels like every time I go to a movie, I'm always hoping that there's no one there, and then there is people there.
You just have to be okay with sitting in a spot you don't want to sit in so that you get to play your game.
I am okay with that.
So those front rows are empty, always empty. Those like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those just sit up there, and it's actually not that bad to sit up there. It's fine. Especially you go to the fucking the AMC has those recliners now. You been in there?
Boy, yeah, I have.
That's sick.
Also, movies cost $1 million and stuff.
Well, they're half price on Tuesdays. At a Showcase, go to a matinee for like $4.
Cool.
Yeah. For real, like $4, like $3 or $4.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Is the podcast over? Hey, do you know they're doing a remaster of Red Faction Guerrilla?
No. Did they realize how bad they fucked up and they were like, we need to remaster our first game to learn how to make a new one of these?
Maybe. Do you know what it's called?
Red Faction. No.
Red Faction Guerrilla.
Mm-hmm.
Remastered edition. Because it takes place on Mars.
That's fun.
It's the remastered edition.
Good for them. Do you remember
I really hope they make another one of these because that was a great game.
Yeah.
You need to play on easy. It was one of those games where it was like
I still never played very much of it. I bounced out of it really hard the first time I tried to play it.
Oh, that's too bad.
But then the second time I had a really good time.
It might be tough to go back to, or it might still. I guess it wasn't a perfect game at the time, but it might have aged okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there are so few games like that, it might have, like it had its issues, but those issues might not have magnified over
sometimes
time.
there's like miasmatas where the issues magnify, and sometimes time just evens it out.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is what these are the mistakes they thought were bad in like 2000 whatever. Like perspective does a lot for what actually is a problem in games.
The biggest criticism that game got was that it was too focused on like challenging shooter gameplay when
the fun part was smashing.
When the fun part was smashing things, so it's generally accepted that playing on easy is the best way to play it so that you don't have to worry about getting killed all the time when you want to do fun stuff.
Yeah. Is it my memory or is the camera really far back in that game? In my memory, you're just a little guy.
It's not crazy far back, but I think it probably is a little bit farther back than your typical like third-person shooter.
Oh, definitely. I think you get full body for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I just had an image of my head of like I'm trying to put an image in my head of what the game looks like, and in my head, you're like the camera is like really far back.
I remember that game starting fairly strongly, and then once you finish the first chapter, it has that problem where like the opening section is really tight and it's good, and then it just kind of like takes a big valley in the middle or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Bummer.
Also, it was like really there's no environmental variety at all because it's Mars.
It's Mars, yeah. There's
all they do is
trees.
like you start off in a place where all the rocks are red, and then you go to a place where all the rocks are gray, and then maybe someplace there's a part where all the rocks are like a grayish red.
That's a nice palette. Between gray and red is infinite colors.
No,
infinite colors. Not infinitely perceptible colors.
Oh, okay.
But let the imperceptibility serve as a canvas for the hues.
Yeah, I'm thinking this podcast should be over. Thanks, everybody, for listening to our 420 podcast.
The 420 every year. It's the day you all know.
Everybody knows that 420. We do it every year.
Everyone does it every year. Everyone does 420, the most famous weed day of all.
Yep.
Merry One-y.
Okay. Okay, bye. Wait.
What?
I mean, thanks for listening to our podcast and stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to thank them?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Run Button podcast. You can find the rest of the podcast where you're listening to this podcast.
YouTube.com/runbutton.
YouTube.com/runbutton. Patreon.biz. No, contentburger.biz.
Whoa.
Contentburger.biz. You can get all the hot stuff early, right off the... when they make donuts and they're nice and fresh, and they got to spend all this time shipping them to the stores, and they get cold, and what's the point?
Uh-huh.
You sign up to
You're saying you sign up
get-
at contentburger.biz. You're
We'll
getting that
send you
content
cold
so
donuts.
hot.
Oh no, you get the hot donuts.
You get the hot donuts
right off the belt.
You're not getting those
You ain't cold donuts.
day old box
Look at this.
donuts.
Look at all these fools. I was once among you eating the cold donuts. Now I go right to the factory, get them off the belt. I know a guy. He sells them to me cheap.